Hi guys. All right, Pisceans, welcome back. All right, so Pisces, I'm starting you guys out with a pre-shuffle because I wanted to work with a deck where it poses a question first. And in this case, the pre-shuffle yielded the Tower card. And the question that is posed by this one is, can we hear a rumble before something really good happens in our life? Now, I loved that because if you've watched my channel for a while, you've heard me say over and over, I love the Tower. Tower is about change, yes, but it's usually necessary change that actually sets us free from something that was stagnant or just was not for us anymore. And so it's interesting because it's like, think of like when a train comes, a train is bringing with it, well, it used to be a major mode of transportation, so it would, bring people to town. Or a train would be, well, still is used to transport goods. So the arrival of a train is a good thing, right? So if you feel the rumble of, on the train tracks, you feel the vibration, it's because the train is coming. Like, this is a good thing, right? Is it destined to bring something that will change something in our life? Yeah, quite possibly. If people show up, or if, goods and resources show up, yeah, we're going to have a change. But in this case, it's like, do you feel the rumble? Is something good on its way? Does it mean that there could be change on the horizon? Yes, but it does not need to be negative. And sometimes, the devil is over here because it's like, what are we afraid of change? Are we afraid of the rumble? Because it's like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? What's going to change? And it's like, probably something necessary, probably something amazing, probably something that, if we can celebrate it instead, it's going to be really, it's going to be really good. Sorry, I'm a train wreck. Train wreck. There we go. It doesn't have to be a train wreck. Big deal. So my hair's a mess. I don't care. What the heck do I care? I feel bad for you guys, but just because I look like I didn't try today, but I did try. Oh, sorry guys, I'm pretty jolly. I just have fun with life. I don't worry too much about whether or not my hair is really tidy, but it is kind of fun to just, hey, it's real life happening, right? We got the Queen of Air. The Queen of Air here is truth. It is owning it. It is saying like, okay, do I sense that something is on its way to me? You know what? Actually, I do. I can see the writing on the wall. Actually, I know to expect that things are going to happen. But you notice how she's kind of like the queen bee here. This could be a character who's already like in a high position of authority, and they're like, ooh, I can feel that there's going to be some changes in like restructuring the company, or I know there is, because I'm the person who's probably going to contribute to those changes. I am going to be cutting some things off, stopping production on this, starting production on that. I may be calling some shots about how things go in life. Now, this doesn't have to be a story of like someone who's in a position of authority that's, controlling the flow of commerce or something. This could be in someone's own life. They are realizing that I've been preparing for change my whole life. I've been preparing myself to make choices because I'm a queen, because I have a sense of like, if something doesn't work, it needs to change. Whether that's a partnership that maybe isn't working anymore. I already know that maybe there's going to be an ending to something, or maybe there's going to be a new partner that enters my life. Now, remember, because this question was, do we feel the rumble of something coming in that's good? The answer here would be a heck yeah, I do. If I'm honest, yes, I do know that. Did I already feel like someone was coming back into my life, wanting to work on things? Did I already feel like someone was going to approach the queen bee? Did I already feel like I knew? This is not really a shock at all. If I'm honest, I already knew that this was coming. I knew this person was approaching. I maybe even have boundaries up. I've maybe even subconsciously been getting myself ready to prepare myself for this conversation, because I knew it was one day they were going to walk back in, but I felt it coming more and more and more. Now we have a Queen of Earth. Yeah, I've already known I'll be negotiating. Yes, I've already known there's a time of fertility up ahead for me. This could be more than one lover coming in at a time. This could be like, I've been single for so long, and I just know that any minute I'm going to get asked out on a date the same day that some person at the grocery store I bump into that I haven't seen in 10 years, and they just moved back to town, and they're going to ask me out for breakfast tomorrow. And at the same time, as I walk to my car after, like, wow, I can't believe I just got 2 dates in a day, I'm going to look down and see a text from my ex, and they're going to want to talk to me. I just know that this is coming because it's a time of great fertility. It's a time where I'm feeling pretty darn fertile. And if I'm honest, yes, I knew that. I knew that there's things that I'm going to have to make decisions about. I don't know how I knew, I just knew. So there's a whole lot coming toward this individual. Even the fact that we see 2 queens, we have at least two things coming into someone's world, but they are mentally preparing themselves for this already. I mean, we could read it the other way and say, maybe someone is going to have these 2 great queens that come toward them. Oh, we got a 6 of water. We got a Knight of air. This story is not changing at all. Here's a soulmate coming back in. There's the bunny again. This is something associated with bunnies. Maybe these lovers once upon a time had a pet bunny, or maybe this is just representing fertility. The love life between these 2 and what it used to be, and it's coming back around. These 2 could share a child also, since we are talking about fertility. It may be in a non-sensual context. It could just be, because of our past relationship, we had talked about kids, and somehow I always knew this would still be the person that I either have a kid with, or like something that we're supposed to grow together in this life. We're still going to wind up doing that. It may not be a human child. It could be, like, I've always known that I was still going to have some kind of situation with a person, where I was going to grow something with them. But then at the same time, we've got this Knight of air, this incoming rush of communication. So no matter how I slice it, something is changing. And I want to say directly because of the Queen's energy. The Queen is in a fertile mindset. The Queen is in a place where she's very well equipped and has all the skills she needs. She or he, remember, I'm not really talking about a feminine here. It's just that because it showed up as a queen, I'm going to say she for the sake of clarity, but this could be a man just as easily. Someone knew, I could lay $10 down and say, I bet you money I'm going to hear from my ex the same day that I meet some new lover, the same day that, somebody else in my life is, flirting with me. I just know that's how it's going to go. So I go from a dry spell to this whole deluge. And I've sensed that it was coming because prior to now, I've been all about work, all about business. But there's been this growing subconscious awareness that the time for fertility is coming up for me. The time for romance is coming up for me. She's holding this rose. I've known that I'm somehow ready to have romance. So of course, here comes a soulmate and here comes another option. There may be a reason for this though. Why is our Pisces going to wind up having more than one option? What is that supposed to be about? Is it so that, Pisces can practice putting these newfound, 8 of fire in the reverse. It's like 8 of wands in the reverse. It is definitely about deciding where to not engage, where to not place our energy, where to not communicate. So Pisces is going to have to make a decision about how many of these offers they react and respond to and which offers they block. Because it's like, I just know the second I get some amazing offer from somebody, an ex is going to show up out of nowhere. We got the 9 of air in the reverse and we got the 7 of air upright. I don't want to hear any words if they come out as lies. If there's a single lie, I already know I'm not going to be stressed out over it because I'll be able to spot it really easily. I almost feel more like the Pisces is going to say, I've known somebody was going to try to reach out to me. Somehow I knew it was going to coalesce with somebody else trying to ask me out. Maybe they even hear through the grapevine that somebody asked me out. Maybe they sense, their spidey senses are on. They know that I have somebody else on my horizon right now. So they're going to reach out to me and I'm not going to do any of the talking. If an ex is reaching out, I'm going to let them talk, let them reveal lies or truth, however they choose. Either way, I'm not going to be stressed over this because if someone wants to talk to me or show back up in my life, I'm going to allow them to show me who they are. It's not me who's chasing them. They are no doubt going to be chasing me, but I'll allow them to talk to me, at me. and I'll just see what do I get out of that? What do I hear? Tell me about that 7 of air. Tell me about that, because that's the card of, you know, something kind of hidden in the bushes, something that's not really true. And it's almost like, and when somebody speaks to me, if they're not speaking truth, I know that I have the skill set to, I'll hear what isn't being said. We have an 8 of air, stuck. We have a 9 of earth, 9 of pentacles, and we have the 9 of fire, that's 9 of wands. One of these people that's approaching, who I feel more like a soulmate, which could be like a long time ago. That could be the person that we bump into at the grocery store who just moved back to town, and we're like, wow, we used to be work colleagues. We cared about each other. Maybe we even went out for coffee. Maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe we never were in a romance, but I bump into them. That's a soulmate connection. But this other person who comes kind of flying in here wildly, I feel like they're the ones that we recognize, like, I'm not going to be trying to reconnect with this. This could be a past lover who I'm going to let them talk to me, and I'm just going to listen, because if it feels like they're coming in for the wrong thing, I'll be able to identify it pretty quickly. It's almost like our Pisces is going to have to be highly discerning. But the person who may be like, I'm trying to figure out, why is this ex-lover racing in all of a sudden? Well, in this case, maybe because they're in kind of a difficult state in their mind or in their life where they're really stuck, but they view me as somebody who is really great, or they want to, because we do see a fox here, they want me to think that they're doing great when in fact they're really stuck, and they would like to reconcile with me, because the lie here is like their motive for doing this. Maybe it's as simple as they don't want to admit how hooked on me they've been. They're being a little sly. They're acting like, hey, just, want to check, see how you are. Gosh, my life's been going really great. And I just wanted to be friends with you. And it could be that the lie is, no, they've actually been like obsessing and thinking and unable to move on from this. But there's this element of, I'm going to see if this person comes in truthful. Because even if it's a lie, like they want to downplay how much they've been hooked on the thought of the Pisces, even that's like, yeah, but why are they lying? Why can't they just come in and say, I need to talk to you because, you're an important piece of my life and I need to tell you that, it feels like no matter what, we see a card of lies. But in this case, the lies have something to do with the fact that they're really stuck on this, don't know what to do about it, trying to act like they're totally cool, totally abundant, when in fact, this is the Wounded Warrior card where all they want is to reconnect. It's a little like this person feels a little lost without the Pisces, like a little like, oh my gosh, there's scary things all around me. I felt so much more warm and safe and loved when I was with you. But they've been hiding in the bushes, kind of like eavesdropping. I wonder if that's not why they're reaching out, because they hear that, oh my God, somebody that I know was a friend to you, or someone that you dated before is back in town. I'm going to reach out the same day because I'm so scared that they're going to reconnect with you. It feels like they've been eavesdropping and getting that vibe, or they heard through the grapevine, or they just energetically were like, I think I need to reach out. It feels like that kind of situation. Okay, so what about for the Pisces? Tell me something about their situation. 5 of Swords. Again, Pisces is coming in like ready to handle whatever comes their way. However many options come their way, they're in a place of personal power, and they have no problem with that 5 of Swords saying, no, I'm not having this dialogue. I'm not having this conversation. So again, this is like a carryover from that Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can do the Queen of Swords says, if somebody tries to come in and be my partner, but they're coming in as a King of Swords in the reverse, meaning they're not really coming in to match me, they're not really coming in with open dialogue, communication, I won't be giving to this. I'm not doing that, because I don't want to try to match my energy with someone who is still not ready to match my energy. Just because someone comes toward us doesn't mean that they're really ready for that. 6 of Wands in the reverse, Devil in the upright, Hermit in the upright. Interesting, because it's a little bit like I mean, unfortunately, it's a little bit like Pisces is still, they're in a powerful, mindset, but I feel like knowing that sometimes people approach when they're not ready to be a good partner, it's like, oh God, this is so deflating. Like, why does this have to keep cropping up? I thought I've done a lot of healing. I thought, I had kind of moved on from this, but here it is again. It's like this is still an attachment in my life somehow. What else do I need to heal? Is it a piece of me that needs to be healed so that, I don't keep having this thing resurface that I don't want to continuously be connected, it to be connected to me? There's this sense of, I've been really working to clear out negative energy. But here's the thing. I think that in this story, we begin with the Pisces having accomplished all that. I mean, they're standing here as two queens. They're standing here really powerfully, but it's almost like because maybe one of the wrong things shows back up and comes knocking on our door. It's like, oh my gosh, I thought that I had healed from this, but why am I still attracting this? I don't think it's because we haven't attracted the right thing. I think it's more to be able to discern how far we've come, because even if someone who is still mismatched is still drawn to us, we've got the skill set now to say, no, honey, no, this is not the kind of healthy relationship I want to have. And I now can recognize that, and I can calmly say it, and I can see it for what it is. That is like an opportunity to, when we fix a car, or a mechanic fixes a car and then they take it out for a test drive before they give it back to you, because it's got to make sure, did all the work, hold, did all the pieces get put back on right? This is kind of the example of that. Like, this is the test drive. Now that a bunch of work has been done, it's the test drive. And I think that the test drive is having an ex pop back up who maybe is still, not really bringing in truthful energy, because they still won't admit how stuck they are on this. And they're still kind of playing some games of ego stuff, but we're not reacting to it. And we're not getting stressed out. I mean, to me, that's a big win. So it almost seems like Pisces has been calling in more peaceful things for themselves. Magician is in the reverse. Yes, there's still going to be some kind of deception here. It could even be that the Pisces doesn't realize just how powerful they are, that they called in this test run, along with calling in somebody else from a long time ago, and a new opportunity with an old person. This is not the ex I'm talking about. This is a different past life soulmate, or someone from our past that I wouldn't qualify them as like the same level of an ex. But we may not realize we're in charge of this. Our Pisces has been calling this in for themselves because it's actually what they energetically want to bring in. The test run, as well as something else that really maybe has a potential. But I feel like the Pisces is not fully aware of just how powerful they are, that they're the ones doing this. That's actually really awesome. We got a 5 of Wands, came out sideways. We got a Queen of Wands upright. We got the Star card reverse. We got the 9 of Cups reverse, but we have a Prince of Cups in the upright. Is there... I feel like this is really dawning on our lead character here, that, like I said, the test run, this is a card of practice. I am practicing dealing with chaos and overcoming chaos. Having so many people show up in my life all at once feels a little overwhelming, but gosh darn it, not only am I a Queen of Swords, not only am I a Queen of Pentacles, I'm also a Queen of Wands. I pick and I choose who I allow to approach me. I am comfortable doing that. Instead of feeling bummed out or stressed out that I've got to put up boundaries and stuff, it's like, well, of course a lot of people want to come toward me. I'm a freaking catch. I just now realize that, yes, tons of people are going to want to come and take my energy because I'm in that powerful position. This is my chance to practice. Nope, this is not a wish fulfillment. This one was a test. Nope, this is not going to make me happy. This is something that I can clearly identify is not going to be a part of my life. Let's look at it this way. If somebody hands you a map of the state of whatever, we'll say Florida, it doesn't mean you're supposed to drive everywhere in Florida. You've got the map handed to you, but you get to decide which of those roads you're going to travel, which route you want to take, what sights you want to see. It's the same thing in romance. Just because multiple people come towards you doesn't mean that it should be a drag. We don't get mad and we go, well, why'd you give me a map of the whole state? I only want to be shown what sites should I go see. Well, it's up to us as to what sites we want to go see. Same thing in romance. We are going to have lots of opportunities, lots of different roads we could go down, lots of things. Every time we drive down a road, we see all these other signposts and, lookout point over here, or, stop in this city. It doesn't mean we choose to, though. Sometimes we just keep on driving by. Sometimes we say, oh, I might be interested in that, but not right now. I want to get to this other destination tonight. So this is like, oh, so it doesn't have to be a bummer that so many choices are coming toward me, because that's part of what my life is. I get to decide which of these individuals I want to spend time with and which ones I don't want to. And then we've got this Prince of Cups. This is saying exactly that. Which one do I want to kiss? Which person? If we're trying to decide who do we want to give our time and attention to, it shouldn't be an obligation. No romance should ever be an obligation, right? Because romance goes along with, kissing and touching and all of that. We don't want to say, well, I feel obligated to deal with this person. No, I wish I didn't have to kiss them or touch them, but I feel obligated. Like, no, that is your body. That is your sovereign person. You don't have to, hold hands with someone you don't want to hold hands with. When we choose a partner, it's supposed to be based off of, what am I drawn to? Whose heart did Cupid strike for me? If that's the person I'm interested in, I have every right to go after that person and not this person. Doesn't matter if I met this person first or they asked me out first. If there's someone else I'd rather go out with, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, this was poor timing. There's someone else I'm going to go out with. It's like we've got to make choices that are authentic for where our attraction is, instead of feeling obligated or feeling overwhelmed. And the Queen of Wands knows that, right? Because otherwise it would be like, oh, well, I don't want to go out with this person as much as this person, but I guess I have to go out with them first. That's almost like rude to the individual. Like, most people don't want to be like an obligation or the pity choice, So it's like, it would be more open and honest to be like totally upfront and be like, hey, thank you so much for asking me out. Someone has shown up in my life that I really want to see where it goes with them. Like, most people are like, okay, well, hey, I wish you the best, let me know if it doesn't work out. Call me back. Maybe we'll cross paths again, like, it just feels like this, our lead character, our Pisces, is so, they're so prepared now to deal with all of that. Now, I don't know what's right, what's wrong. I don't give people life advice or tell them how to live. These are fictional stories about fictional characters. So bear that in mind as you listen to these stories. Anyway, you guys, look, I hope that clarifies stuff. If it doesn't, just click off, right? It's, it's free entertainment, so you don't need to watch anything that upsets you. But I wish everybody all the best in whatever choices you make in your life and wherever you are headed. So have fun, have a good day, and take care. Bye, guys. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Bye.